Hello everyone and welcome to another historic video. So today we're going to be looking at a Goblin's combo deck again. And with the Alchemy release, naturally we have to try out the Cabaretti Revels, the new enchantment in the deck. So the deck hasn't changed too much. It's the same 60 cards except for the new enchantment. And it's not without sacrifices either. So let's take a closer look at the deck to see what is going on. So this is the deck we're going to be playing today. I'm sure you've seen this somewhere before. So nothing has changed too much compared to the last version that I played. We are playing the same 60 card deck except for the 4 inclusion of Alchemy enchantment, Cabaretti Revels. It's a 3-mana enchantment that pulls out a creature from the deck to the battlefield every time you cast a creature spell, except the creature that it pulls out has to be a lower cost than the creature that you just casted. So Cabaretti Revel is kind of interesting in a Goblin's deck, and I'm not entirely convinced that it's actually better than just flat out playing Muxus. It might be slightly better, and I'm saying this because with the Cabaretti Revels, we do sacrifice the ability to play Wily Goblin and more copies of Muxuses, Muxai. So you do sacrifice the ramp into Muxus that can pull combo pieces out of the deck and have that explosive start versus playing the 3-mana enchantment that's a little bit more harder to interact and get combo pieces by playing your creature. So I would say the Cabaretti Revel is a bit slower because you can technically go turn 3 Muxus and then pull out the combo piece out of thin air. So it does require a little bit more setup with the Cabaretti Revels, but I guess you could say it's a little bit more consistent. I guess you don't have to really gamble on sacrificing your entire board to play the Muxus into getting the combo pieces. And I'm not really convinced that a Goblin deck should play less than 4 copies of Muxus either. So we'll have to see after I play the deck a little bit. As for the combos, I did go over the Goblin's combo deck in depth in another video, so I'm just going to briefly go over what this deck is trying to do. If you have Putrid Goblin and Grumgully in the same board, that means Grumgully gives the counter to Putrid Goblin. When you sacrifice a Putrid Goblin, the -1/-1 counter it gets cancelled out by the Grumgully, so you can constantly sacrifice Putrid Goblin infinitely if you have a sacrifice outlet. So if you have Skirt Prospector, that's infinite mana, and if you have Skirt Prospector with Pasholic Bonds, that's infinite damage. And if you have Putrid Goblin with Sling Gang Lieutenant, that's also infinite damage. And with Cabaretti Revel, that means that if we play a 2-mana card, we always have a Skirt Prospector, which is really nice. And outside of that, everything else is random. When you play a 3-mana card or 4-mana card or a 6-mana card, that's why I think playing just 4 copies of Muxus instead of the Revels might actually be correct. And also if you play Cabaretti Revels with Muxus, your Muxus hits becomes worse. So there is a trade-off. It's not always a positive thing by playing the new enchantment that everybody's playing in their combo decks. But I'm still going to be checking this out to see how the deck does. So I'm going to be jumping into Best of 1 Constructed Event Queue to see if I can get some play-in points. So let's jump into it. That's an easy keep. How is our first game against the authority of the console deck? What? Okay, I'm pretty upset. Not gonna lie. Because authority of the console just completely annihilates us. I won't lie. How do we beat authority of the console? Not sure. I guess the way we have to combo it is using Sling Gang Lieutenant and Pasholic Bonds, right? That's how we do it. kind of unfortunate, but... Mono white angel deck with authority of the con. Double us the. Okay. 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 So, how do we win this? How do we win this? I don't know. This is 7 life or more, so if I play a creature, then they get 2 life, which means that +2/+2. Okay. So I guess I'll attack with this first. Goblin. So this comes to battlefield. It kills the Righteous Valkyrie. Yes. And we pass. No shot, our first game is Authority of the Console deck. Come on. Okay, opponent passed. I kind of want to save this, you know? I do kind of want to save it. So I'm just gonna attack with these. I'm not sure. I'm not even gonna do the math, honestly. There's 2 Authority of the Consoles up. The combo plan is... I don't know. I don't know what my opponent's doing, honestly. Because if I mux this, they gain a whole bunch of life. I guess I'll just throw out Slinging Lieutenant. They get 6 life from Slinging Lieutenant. Actually insane. Is there somehow we have lethal? Opponent's at 12. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's lethal, right? Okay, somehow we got there. If this was a control deck, this would not have been possible. First game though. First game we play against the Authority of the Console deck. Oh, we got there. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Okay. So Skirt Prospector first. Into Future Goblin. Oh. If we get mana, we have infinite mana already. Although opponent is playing mono red. Oh, okay. Rolling Vortex, we don't care about that too much. I mean, I guess we kind of do. I'm just hoping there's no Chain Whirler. Please no Chain Whirler. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'll take the damage here. Because we have lethal next turn. Okay, we don't have lethal next turn. Do we? Okay, if we Grumgully, we have 2 mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 mana. It's not really enough to do everything that I wanted to do. I guess we'll just play this one out. I'm just gonna attack with this Gur Prospector. Carry Zev, that's fine. I'll take a 3. Okay, so we should be able to win here. Future Goblin. Sacrifice a Future Goblin. Keep sacrificing Future Goblin. So what if my opponent has Bonecrusher Giant again, right? Isn't Goblin Matron into Muxus safer? Right? In that case, let's conspicuous snoop to see what we have on top. Then we Goblin Matron. It could be another Bonecrusher Giant. That's a good card off the top. Let's keep sacrificing to generate mana. So I'm actually gonna play the Muxus first because I value this Secluded Courtyard giving the black mana. So if we get something like Slingen Lieutenant, we can cast it using the Secluded Courtyard off the top. So let's see, let's get rid of the Karizev. And I'm actually just gonna grab another Muxus, yeah. We're going first. We do have Conspicuous Snoop. Into a Grum Gully. Okay, I'll keep. So I do unfortunately have to play this in red. Okay, we got our black source off the top, so that's good. Let's attack first. Wow. Okay, that's really bad for us because we have a triple Grumgully in our hand. So hopefully opponent just keeps removing Grumgully from the board. Gideon sacrificed tribal, huh? I mean, we're getting there. 6 mana and we draw Muxus or Matron. Easy game, right? Easy game. Muxus off the top, please. Muxus off the top, please. This is why I kind of like. I feel like it's kind of wrong to not play 4 copies of Muxus. Like, yeah, you do have the you do have the ability of going combo on turn 3 more consistently with more copies of Grumgully and stuff like that, but I do like the fact that having Muxus means that having more Muxus does feel really good. Luckily, we just drew Goblin Matron there. This is 5 damage a turn, so they do have to answer it. That means there's a good chance Muxus can resolve. Also, this Matron actually resolved without being countered, which means that there's a good chance it might be able to land, but they did top 2, so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Yes, kill the Grumgully. I actually gotta be careful. This is my 3rd Grumgully. I mean, I think it's a sensor, right? I actually think it's a sensor. I'm gonna attack They're probably gonna... It's a good chance they're just going to triple block the Grumgully. I actually think opponent has a sensor. Putting another munitions expert, yeah, look, there's a stop. It's either a Juari or a sensor. And we have enough pressure on the board, so... Like, it's not like this is... This is 7 damage a turn, so... Well, opponent's deciding not to do anything. I guess let's just play another Scare Prospector, I guess. Pass a turn. We do need one land, though, to get around the sensor. But if there's no board wipe next turn, we can just use the Scourge Prospector to pay for the sensor mana, so... Let's see what happens. There it is. Sensor Gamer coming through. Actually, could we have just one here if we just Muxist? There was actually a good chance we just Muxist and won. Maybe not playing the Muxist there was a mistake. Okay, settle the wreckage. We don't care about that. We can win without... Let's see. I'm just gonna attack the Narset.
I was not prepared for this.
Then I'm gonna Muxus. That is very underwhelming. That was very, very underwhelming. Yep. That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. Unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate. Muxus off the top? Question mark? I mean, that's a pretty nice one, actually. We should have actually led with this. That was a pretty bad one, but this is... I don't know, actually. They do have Settle. We're never going to be able to attack anymore. And Grumgully is the final combo piece, so I'm not really sure. We just need a tiny bit more to actually win the game there.
If you wish to surrender now, I have just the trick for this.
Gideon's approach. Gideon's approach. Actually gonna play the Grumgully. I'm kind of regretting not playing the Grumgully now. Hey, Gideon's Goblin Matron.
Such violence is upsetting.
Question is, do they have another sensor, right? Do they have another sensor? Actually, getting this counter doesn't really mean much. Because I would have had Cabaretti Rebel there. We're so close to winning. We just need one, like, sacrifice. Come to think of it, we haven't even drawn a single Slinging Lieutenant. Huh? I mean, a single Slinging Lieutenant is 6 damage here. Our opponent's deck only function when we attack. And our deck doesn't really need to attack, so... That's kinda cool.
I'm known for my excellence. You know what? I'm not done yet.
Scavenging Grounds. That's a card, actually. Let's get rid of, the fairy.
This is hardly my worst.
Muxus or Putrid Goblin? We can pay for it. Muxus is like a get out of jail card though if they have another board wipe, so I think we're just gonna keep playing off the top of our deck. We actually got rewarded. We actually won. Even if they kill Slinging Lieutenant or counter that, we had Conspicuous Snoop to play off of a top of our deck. I mean, using the ability of the Slinging Lieutenant there, so this is just... We just won. Oh, I actually just made a misplay, but I don't think it matters because I forgot we had a Infinite Putrid Goblin. And there it is. But I mean, we haven't even played Cabaretti Revel. We've been just playing the original combo deck that we've been doing before. Like, we haven't done anything new yet. Speaking of which, there it is. We're also going first, so that's really good. I think I'll actually lead with Putrid Goblin instead of Snoop. This is wizards? That's kind of scary. That's actually a big counter against a future goblin. Yeah, against their deck, I actually don't even know if we have time to cast this. Okay, that's actually pretty slow. That was a very, very slow turn for our opponent. If they did like play a 1 mana wizard and then reckless charged, I'd be very sad. But they just played a Ledger Shredder going second, so we might have time. I don't know. Don't kill it. Don't do it. Oh man. These are all flying at the same time, so... Yeah, this is... It's not very good. Let's see. Can I survive until Muxus? Or should I grab another Slinging Lieutenant? We don't have our 6 mana. So let's think about this. So next turn... Conspicuous, if we play Conspicuous Snoop, we get Skirt Prospector for free. I think you just get another Slinging Lieutenant, I feel like. Kind of slow down the game a bit. The hard turn. We could have also Conspicuous Snooped. Get the Skirt Prospector, then play Muxus, right? Maybe that was better. Okay. Passing the turn, that's good. I'm not so sure if we can play the Cabaretti Revel. Let me see here. If I play Slanging Lieutenant, I get 4 creatures. If I play Cabaretti Revel into Conspicuous Snoop, we get 3 creatures. But they also get a counter on the Ledger Shredder. There's a good chance we die next turn. But... I could also Conspicuous Snoop and Pashalic Mons to kill the Symmetry Sage. I think that's actually the play. Holy crap, this is hard. If I get Conspicuous Snoop into a Skirt Prospector to make some mana this turn, It has to be this. Okay, we got super rewarded for it. It looks like opponent doesn't have anything either. Now we can also kill Symmetry Sage if we wanted to. I think we're actually going to do that. That's 3 creatures though. And we don't have a blocker. Maybe because they don't have any like flying creatures, it's okay. We can decide. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Let's see where they put this. Just gonna kill this Dreadhorde Arcanist now. Wow. Wow. That is... I mean, opponent had a really slow start. And they went second. And they didn't have spells. So, I don't know. If they had Reckless Charge really early, we would have been in deep trouble, especially going if we went second as well. Going first. Okay. This is really awkward if you don't draw another land. Okay, Soul Warden is a hard counter. I think we just need to get rid of the Soul Warden here. We'll pass. Wow, this is... Wow, wow, wow. I think we need to kill the Soul Warden. Worry about that later. So if we go Grumgully, actually let's go Snoop first, because if we go Snoop first, we get a Skirt Prospector. That means we can use that to sacrifice a Munitions Expert to play Grumgully here. And if we hit Future Goblin, we win the game, right? I mean, we don't technically win the game because we don't have anything to spend the mana on. That's unfortunate. Another land on top. Another land on top. Yes, kill the Snoop. Please kill the Snoop. Isn't this guy threatening? Isn't the Snoop threatening here? No? Okay. That's unfortunate. Look at how threatening the Snoop was. I love how the deck is trying to use my multicolored mana here. That is very fascinating. That's a yikers. That is a yikers. That's a lot of life. Ooh. We got ourselves infinite damage. There it is. It's gonna be... I'm not even sure if we are gonna have time though. That's actually gonna be very helpful actually. Let me see. So this will actually... We actually do have infinite damage, but this will make it faster. This is 2 damage per sacrifice. But we do have to do this 22 times because they're at 44. The opponent could kindly leave. It'd be incredibly nice of them.
$2,000 later.
And there we go. Another win. Okay. It's an okay hand. If this is not a creature deck, it's kind of a bad hand. We'll have to see. Okay, it's not a creature deck. But it's a Dragon Storm deck, though. We need another creature here. Because this Munitions Expert needs 4 creatures to deal 4 damage. That is a yikers. I don't think we can win anymore. Because we need at least 3 creatures on board for this Munitions Expert to deal 4 damage so that the Dragon Storm kills one of their 4/4 creature for the combo to stop, but because we didn't get any creatures, I think this is the loss. If they have the combo next turn, we lose. Two, 3. I guess we would have lost anyways because we went second and we wouldn't even have a creature. We wouldn't have enough creatures to actually get the 4 damage with the Munitions Expert. It's not the most exciting hand, so I'm just gonna mulligan this one. I think let's do that. Looks like they got shock. Right? They got like a 2 mana, 1 mana 2 damage spell. Potentially. I should have attacked first. But I guess I would want the Grumgully dying instead of a Skirt Prospector. Since we're pretty close to casting Muxus. Oh, it's a Phoenix. I see. I see, I see. Ooh. Okay, we got some options here. We can either play Muxus or we play Pasholic Bonds to get rid of one of their creatures, or we can go Cabaretti Revels. That's a lot of options, I'm not gonna lie. I think Rebels is the play. Because Muxus means that I'm gonna be getting rid of my Skirt Prospector. And Pasholic Mons means that I'm gonna be getting rid of either Pasholic Mons or my Grumgully. I don't think that's worth it. Maximum velocity. Okay, this is not the usual Phoenix deck. This could be like, is it aggro? This could be, is it aggro? Is it burn? Wow, they discarded Expressive Iteration. Okay, we have to win next turn. We have to win next turn. We also need a land. Okay, Muxus stream is over. I think we lost, actually. I do think we just lost, I believe. Let's see what we get with the Matron. That's 2 damage. Gotta kill the Phoenix even though I can't kill it. And I think we have to grab, like, if we want to win this turn, we have to do this. Actually, that doesn't do it anyway, so yeah, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. We almost got there, but we lost to 2 Phoenix decks that just high rolled really hard. Still decent. Okay, so let's wrap it up real quick. What did I think about this deck? I think the deck is okay. It's become better because of this card, but we haven't really drawn this card much. It is pretty cool that we can get our combo pieces with Cabaretti Revels, so, but I'm not really convinced that a Goblin deck should have only 2 Muxuses. Muxai. And I mean, without the Revels, we've seen this deck before, right? Time and time again. And it's a good deck. It's a decent deck without just this package here. But I'm not sure that, right, playing the Cabaret Revel is that much better than just having 4 Muxuses and having a 2 mana ramp card. So if you just have Wily Goblin, 4 copies of Muxus will naturally just fetch you all the combo pieces. So I'm not really sure if the deck that got that much better. And of course, in best out of 1, if you play Cabaret Revel on turn 3, going second, you will lose the game against Wizard decks, Phoenix decks, and such. But with the inclusion of the Cabaret Revel, there's a lot to think about for your plays. So it's a pretty fun deck. So try it out if you haven't. And I'll see you guys all later. Bye bye.